So, hey everyone. So, have you ever tried speaking or explaining your surroundings while you are trying to communicate or improve your communication skills? So, this will be a very interesting subject, right? So, let's start doing that. Okay, come with me. So, what I can see is here is a rock, and rocks are very important source in our life. As you have heard about it in the early Stone Age, what happens was there were rocks around all over the world, all around Stone Age we call it. So these rocks people use it for counting, we use it for sitting, and nowadays this rock is here, and whenever we are trying to surround or we are moving around, we try to sit on here. So let's move on to find out our next subject. So I can see that here is what it is. There are these are the plants. So plants are very important in the surroundings. They keeps our environment very clean, looks very scenery, beautiful, and it's kind of wholesome to see plants around here. You try to water these plants, nurture them, and they gives you beautiful flowers, or there are some medicinal values in the plants as well. I have seen some plants here who have some medical values. I will show you if I will find that. So come on, let's again move. So I can see that our next subject is a tree. So these are the trees, and trees gives us oxygen. So oxygen is very important for our living because trees try to give us oxygen in exchange of the carbon dioxide. So these are the trees. They are green. But nowadays in the mountains also trees are being cut off because they have to make the roads. And then here comes our next subject, the roads. Roads are very important because roads help us to connect from one place to another. And in the mountains, roads are very important because they help you to connect from one place to another. I think I've repeated the same sentences twice, so let me reframe it again. Roads are very important for the connectivity. In the mountains there is a very less connectivity because one house is at some place and another one will be far away from different place, and there will be no connectivity in between. So you have to make sure you somehow connect that. So on next subject, let's talk about the next subject, what it is. So this is our next subject, and it is kind of gravels, pieces of rocks. So in the mountains, what happens is when there is heavy rainfall, the mountains slide down, and as you can see here, the mountains are being slided down, and the rock pieces are being shattered or being pulled down in here. So this is what rocks are, and if you don't know how to burn a fire, how to fire something, you try to rub these rocks and then fire, boom. And now let's find our next topic, and the next topic will be the mountains. As you can see, what are these mountains? So basically mountains are the places where you try to, where you dream to be, because these are kind of scenic experience and you don't want it to be go away. This is kind of an experience because in the mountains you have some pleasant fresh air, you will get fresh environment. But the life is very difficult here because there is very few amenities yet. Hospitals here also, and what I can see is, oh, this, my hands are being dirtied now. So let me show you thing. So these are the grasses, and you can wash your hand in these grasses, and it's kind of spongy ferns, you can say. And now you can see my hands are clean. Now let's go and find out that specific medicinal plant in the mountains which is required for the medical purpose, which help us to boost our immunity. And I have seen somewhere, so let's find out. Basically I can see another subject for us. This is a seat, and here we sit whenever we feel low while traveling. So this is the place where we sit, and you can see there is all ferns around. So these are the things. Okay, now let's move forward. Okay, I have seen one thing. Come here, let me show you. One such example of the how dangerous a mountain is this tree. So due to the rigorous rainfall, this tree fallen down in that side of the road. It might be possible that it should be fallen in this side of the road where the actual transportation happens. So that kind of being very dangerous for us also. And also you can see that these terrains have been fallen apart. So if you are traveling in the mountains, these are very dangerous places as well in the rainy season, especially because there is no any specific time when this mountain collapse on you. So that's kind of very you can say, what do you say that, huh? So these things you can say it as they are very dangerous places as well. The mountains looks very adventurous. You trek, there is waterfall, snowfall, and various things, but it also has its own challenges. Now if I have to show you, this is a very this is a lower area, because if you go here, I'm sure you will find a way to came out of this place. But if you fall here, there is possibility that you will not survive as well, because yes, these are the mountains, and mountains are very dangerous. And if you are here for few days, that's well and good. You enjoy here, do your work, trekking, hiking, whatever things you can do in the mountains. But if you're living here, it's kind of very challenging thing to do. And one important thing in the mountains are their Maggie. So in the Maggie, people usually complain that in the mountains Maggies are very expensive. It is around 50 to 100 rupees range. But what I think is it's kind of good to have that price in that range, because the things which they are getting here in the mountains, they are taking or purchasing it from the plain area, and then that gets loaded and then transported it here. So for 1 week they try to buy this and then store it somewhere so that it get utilized. Once the products they have buy it from the plain area in the mountains, it gets utilized, then they again order some things that arrives here. So it's kind of a buffer. And once any landslide happens and the connectivity between the plain and the mountains get struck or hampered, then they have to survive in those amenities which they have bought or buffered previously. So it is kind of very important that we respect that price what we are eating. And the tea here is A1 quality. You cannot get the tea what you get here, the taste, the environment, and when you are eating, sorry, not eating, when you are drinking that tea. So these are the things that I am trying to say to you in today's video. And okay, so these are the things that I wanted to say here. So bye bye.